In this tutorial, I will show you how to make this sunflower hair scrunchie. These type of hair scrunchies, the large statement type hair scrunchies, they're meant to just be placed over a ponytail or over your hair that you put in a bun by just putting it over there and not really twisting it like you do with a scrunchie. Like, sometimes you will twist it on, more than once, maybe twice or three times to put your scrunchie on, because they are not meant to be twisted like when you use them for making a ponytail. You want to put your hair in a ponytail or in a bun, and then you just place them right over the ponytail or bun. That way they hold their shape. You wouldn't want to twist it. So if you look in the pictures here, this is what it would look like if you wear it when you have a ponytail in your hair, and this is what it would look like if you put your hair in a bun. So if you look in the two images, this is how it's meant to be worn. So let's go ahead and get started, and I will show you how to make it. To make the sunflower hair scrunchie, you will need one of these hair tie elastics. The diameter for this hair tie elastic is approximately 2 inches. And I will be using a size H8 5mm crochet hook. And I will be using 4-ply worsted weight acrylic yarn. And I will be using 3 different colors to make the sunflower hair scrunchie. The first color for round 1, I will be using this yarn here. This one is Red Heart Super Saver yarn, and the color is called Cafe Latte, which is a light brown color or tan color. For the second round, I will use this light beige color. This is a Red Heart Super Saver yarn, and the color is called Buff. And for the sunflower, the third and fourth round, to make the petals for the sunflower, I will be using this yellow yarn, and this one is Red Heart Super Saver yarn as well. All 3 of these are 4-ply worsted weight acrylic yarn. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. I will start with a slip knot. This is the first color. It's a light brown color. This will be for round 1. This is for round 1 here. Okay, so I have my slip knot. And then I will insert the hook through the hair tie elastic. So I have my slip knot. I will insert my hook underneath the hair elastic like that. And then yarn over, pull up a loop, and then pull the loop through the slip knot. And now I have my yarn joined and attached to the elastic. So now I'm ready to begin round 1. To begin round 1, I will go ahead and chain 2 chains. This chain 2 I will not count as a stitch. And now for round 1, I am going to work 42 double crochets around this hair tie elastic. To start, I'm going to yarn over, insert my hook into the hair tie elastic, but I will also work over this tail when I work my stitches. That way I won't have to weave it in when I'm done. I will yarn over and do a double crochet. Okay, so that's my first double crochet, and now I'll go ahead and do 41 more double crochets. I want to have a total of 42 double crochets. I am not counting the first chain 2 as a stitch, so I will have a chain 2 plus 42 double crochets when I finish round 1. Okay, so I have the chain 2, I did my first double crochet, so now I'm going to work 41 more double crochets around the hair tie elastic. Okay, I have 32 double crochets so far. I want to do 10 more because I want a total of 42 double crochets. 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, and you may need to move your stitches over a little bit to fit more. That was 38, 39, 40, 41, and 42. So you want to have 42 double crochets when you finish round 1 plus the chain 2. I'm not counting the chain 2, so I have 42 double crochets plus that chain 2. And then I will join with a slip stitch to the top of the first double crochet I did. I'm not going to do the slip stitch into the top of the chain 2. I will be inserting it into the double crochet and then join with a slip stitch. And that completes round 1. So you should have 42 double crochets when you finish round 1. So I would recommend to go ahead and count the stitches just to make sure that you do have 42 double crochets before you begin the next round. Since I am now finished with this color yarn, I will go ahead and cut this yarn and fasten off with this one. So I'll go ahead and yarn over with that, pull that through that loop, give it a tug to fasten off. Okay, so round 1 is finished. Okay, so round 1 is done. So now I need to do round 2 with the light beige color. And this is also a 4-ply worsted weight acrylic yarn. And this is Red Heart Super Saver yarn, and the color for this one is called Buff. And it's a light beige color. Okay, so now for round 2, I will be doing single crochets. Each stitch will have 1 single crochet each with this color. So that means I'll have 42 single crochets when I finish round 2. So with this yarn, the second color yarn, I'm going to make a slip knot. Okay, so now I'm ready to attach the yarn. I'm going to insert my hook into the same stitch where I just joined with a slip stitch. So I'll insert my hook into that stitch. And then yarn over, pull that through. I now have 2 loops on my hook, yarn over, and pull through both loops, and that's my first single crochet. So now I will do 1 single crochet in each one of the stitches. So each stitch 1 single crochet each for round 2. And I'll go ahead and work over these tails. So I'm just going to do 1 single crochet in every single stitch around. So this will be an easy round. I will just do 1 single crochet in every single stitch. That's 41 and 42. Okay, so I just did one single crochet into every single stitch for round 2. So when you finish round 2, you will have 42 single crochets. And then I will join with a slip stitch to that first single crochet I did when I began the round. So I'll insert my hook into that single crochet, the first single crochet of round 2, yarn over and do a slip stitch. And that completes round 2. I am done with this yarn, the second color, so I will go ahead and cut the yarn so I can fasten off, because now I'm ready to change to the yellow yarn for the petals for the sunflower. So I'll go ahead and yarn over with that, pull it through the loop all the way through, and then give it a tug to fasten off. So the first 2 rounds are finished. So the first 2 rounds are now done. So just to recap, you work 42 double crochets around the elastic, and then for round 2 you do 42 single crochets. So now we are ready to begin round 3, where we create the petals. To make the petals, it does take 2 rounds. So round 3 will start the first round where we'll start the setup to create the petals. So now for round 3, I need to change to the yellow yarn. And this is also 4-ply worsted weight acrylic yarn. And this is Red Heart Super Saver yarn, and the color is yellow. But you can use any 4-ply worsted weight acrylic yarn that you have. Okay, so now I need to join the yellow yarn, so I am going to start off with a slip knot. I will attach the yarn into that same joining stitch where I just joined with a slip stitch. I will go ahead, I have my slip knot with the yellow yarn now, so I'll go ahead and insert my hook into that stitch where I just joined with the slip stitch when I finished round 2. And then I will yarn over, pull that through, and then I have 2 loops on my hook. I will yarn over, pull through the 2 loops to do a single crochet. So round 3, you start off with the first stitch will be a single crochet. I'll work over these tails now when I work these stitches. Okay, into the very next stitch. So the first stitch, 1 single crochet. I did a single crochet into the joining stitch. Now into the next stitch, I will do a single crochet. So the first 2 stitches of round 3, a single crochet. Now I will chain 6 chains. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's what it should look like. So far you have 2 single crochets and a chain 6. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to work my way back down the chain, back towards this row 2 here. So I'm going to be working this way. So what I'll do is the chain that's closest to the hook, I will skip that one. So this is the loop that's already on the hook. We don't count that one. We skip the chain that's closest to the hook. Into the second chain from the hook, I will do a single crochet. And then I will do a single crochet in the rest of the chains. So there are 4 more chains. So I'll do a single crochet in these next 4 chains. I already did 1 single crochet, so you'll have 5 single crochets when you're done. So I did my first single crochet starting in the second chain from the hook, and then I'll do a single crochet in the next 4 chains. So this is what it should look like. So just to recap, you do a single crochet, chain 6 chains, and then you work a single crochet into 5 chains working back this way. you start your first single crochet in the second chain from the hook and do 1 single crochet in each of the chains, working back towards this second round here. So then you will find the next stitch and do a single crochet. So we're not going to do the single crochet back into that one where we started. We're going to do the single crochet in the next stitch. So that's what it will look like. So single crochet in the first stitch of the round, single crochet in the next one, then you do your 6 chains, and then you start by doing a single crochet in the second chain from the hook, and then a single crochet in the rest of the chains for a total of 5 single crochets, and then single crochet into the next stitch. And then into the next stitch I will do a single crochet, and then I'll do a single crochet in the next stitch as well, and then I will chain 6 chains, okay. Now this is going to be the middle part of each one of the petals, and then I will do my 5 single crochets working this way, working my way down the chain back towards round 2. So I have 6 chains. I will begin my single crochets in the second chain from the hook. So here's the first chain that's closest to the hook. I skip that one, and then I do my single crochet into this second chain. So not the first one, the next one, the second chain from the hook. I will do a single crochet, and then you have 4 chains after that, so I will do my single crochet in the next 4 chains. Okay, so I have 5 single crochets, and then I want to find the next stitch and do a single crochet. So each one of these are going to be worked the same way. So that's what it looks like so far. And then I will do a single crochet in the next stitch, and then a single crochet in the next stitch as well. And then I'm ready to begin the next part of the petal. So this here, for round 3, this is the setup to do the petals. This is like the middle part of the petals. And then when I come back around for round 4, we'll finish the petals for the sunflower. Okay, so I did my 5 single crochets, and then a single crochet, a single crochet, and a single crochet again. And then I will chain 6 chains. And then I will do my 5 single crochets, working my way back down the chain towards row 2. I will begin my single crochets in the second chain from the hook, so skip the first one, into the second chain, do your first single crochet. That's 1, then 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then do a single crochet in the next stitch. So not in the same stitch where I had the single crochet before I did the chains, into the next one. I will do a single crochet into the next stitch. So this is what it will look like so far. Okay, so now I will do a single crochet into the next stitch, and then I will do a single crochet into the next stitch as well, and then I will chain 6 chains. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then I will do 5 single crochets, working down the chain. I will start my single crochets in the second chain from the hook. So skip the one closest to the hook and start in the second chain from the hook and do my single crochets, and one single crochet in each chain. Okay, so there's my 5 single crochets, and then single crochet into the next stitch, and then single crochet into the next stitch. Now I'm ready to set up another petal. So you start by single crocheting into the next stitch, chain 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then I'll do my 5 single crochets working down the chain. You start your single crochets in the second chain from the hook and do 1 single crochet in each chain for a total of 5 single crochets. And then you find your next stitch and do a single crochet, and then single crochet into the next stitch, and then a single crochet into the next stitch, and then I will chain 6, and then I will do my 5 single crochets, and I will start the single crochets in the second chain from the hook. So I will skip the one closest to the hook into the second chain. I will do my first single crochet, and then a single crochet in the rest of the chains. And then single crochet into the next stitch, and then single crochet into the next one, and then single crochet into the next stitch, and then I will chain 6 chains. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then I will do my 5 single crochets starting in the second chain from the hook. And then single crochet into the next stitch, and then single crochet into the next 2 stitches, and then chain 6. And then I will do my 5 single crochets starting in the second chain from the hook, then single crochet into this next stitch, and then single crochet into the next 2 stitches. So after you finish the chains for the petal and you work your way back down, you have your 5 single crochets, then you do single crochet into the next 3 stitches. Then you chain 6 again. So if you look at each one, they're done the same way, except we started off with 2 single crochets in the beginning, did the chain 6, 5 single crochets, and then you do 1, 2, 3 single crochets, then chain 6 again. Do your 5 single crochets, and then a single crochet into 3 stitches, and then it starts again. So every time you do your third single crochet, you start your chains. Work your way back down with the 5 single crochets, and then there's 3 single crochets. When you do that third single crochet, that's when you do your chain 6. Do your 5 single crochets, and then 1, 2, 3 single crochets, then 6 chains again, 5 single crochets working way back down the chains, and then you do 3 single crochets, then chain 6. So there are 3 single crochets in between, but technically, if you look at it, what I did here is a single crochet, and then you work this base for the petal. That's going to be like the middle part of the petals. And then after you do your 5 single crochets, you do a single crochet, and then here's the single crochet here before this. So there's a single crochet in the middle, in other words, but if that makes sense. Okay, so let's go ahead and continue. So I did my 5 single crochets, and then I did a single crochet into 3 stitches. So once I do that 3rd single crochet, then I know it's time to do my 6 chains. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then I will do 1 single crochet into 5 chains. I will start my 5 single crochets in the 2nd chain from the hook. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, so I did 5 single crochets, so I'm going to do 1 single crochet into the next 3 stitches. So here's my 5 single crochets. I worked my way back down the chain. So then I will do 1 single crochet into the next 3 stitches. 1, 2, 3. So that's what it'll look like. So I'm repeating this all the way around. So after I do my 5 single crochets, I do a single crochet into the next 3 stitches. After I've done my 3rd single crochet, then I know it's time to do my chain 6 again for the next petal. So now I'm going to chain 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have 6 chains. Now I will do my 5 single crochets, starting in the 2nd chain from the hook. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, and that's 5. So I have my 5 single crochets, and then I will do 1 single crochet into the next 3 stitches. So not the stitch where I started from. You don't want to do a single crochet into that same one with this single crochet. You want to make sure you're finding the next 3 stitches along this row here. So 1 single crochet into the next 3 stitches. Okay, so that's what it looks like. So now that I did my 3rd single crochet, now I know I need to do my 6 chains to start the next part of the petal. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then I will do my 5 single crochets, starting in the 2nd chain from the hook. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then 1 single crochet into the next 3 stitches. So I do not want to do my single crochets into the same stitch here. So then I will do 1 single crochet into the next 3 stitches. So 1, 2, 3. So now that I have my 3rd single crochet, now I know it's time to do my 6 chains. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Now I will do my 5 single crochets, starting in the 2nd chain from the hook. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then I will do 1 single crochet into the next 3 stitches. So it's 1 single crochet, and 2 and 3. Okay, so I did 1 single crochet into the next 3 stitches. So now that I have my 3rd single crochet, I know I need to do my chain 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then I'll do my 5 single crochets starting in the 2nd chain from the hook. And then I will do 1 single crochet into the next 3 chains. 1, 2, 3. And then I will do a chain of 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so there's my 6 chains. And then I will do my 5 single crochets starting in the 2nd chain from the hook. So skip the first one and start my single crochets in the 2nd chain from the hook. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then you do a single crochet into the next stitch, and then join with a slip stitch to that first single crochet you did when you began the round. So you can see that after doing these 5 chains, I did a single crochet into the next stitch, but I already had the 2 single crochets here, so you have 3 single crochets in between each one of these. You have 1, 2, 3 single crochets, then your 5 single crochets here along the chain, and then 1, 2, 3 single crochets, and then you should have these chains and single crochets here, then 1, 2, 3 single crochets. So you can see this 3 single crochets basically in between each one of these is how you should have it. So if you look, you should have 42 of these single crochets. So let me just show you what you should be looking at here. So if you look, you should have each one of these here for the start of the petals. There's 5 single crochets. Then you should have 3 single crochets in between each one of these. So there's your 3 single crochets, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So if you count all of these single crochets, you should have 42 of them. And you should have 14 of these. These are the bases or the middle of each of the petals. You should have 14 of these. So when I finished this one here, the last 5 single crochets, I did 1 single crochet because I already had 2 here. So there's your 3 single crochets, in other words. It's 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2, 3. So I just wanted to show you that so you can kind of look at it and make sure that you have, it looks the way it's supposed to. So 14 of these, because we're going to have 14 petals. So you should have 14 of these since there'll be 14 petals for the sunflower. And then you should have 3 single crochets in between each one of these bases for the petals, or it's going to be the center of the petal, in other words, but we'll call it the base of the petal. So 14 of these, and in between you should have the 3 single crochets. So if you want to count your single crochets, you should have 42 of them. Let me just double check. Okay, so I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42. And then 14 of these. And it should be easy to see if you have like a group of 3 because it looks like there's a little space here. And that's because you did the chains. So you should be able to see the groups of 3 yellow. So you should easily be able to spot the 3 groups of single crochets. So that's what it should look like. So I just wanted to kind of show you what you're looking for and what it should look like, so you can just make sure that everything looks correct before you continue on for the petals. And I just wanted to go over that. It might have been more information than you needed, but I just wanted to, sometimes if you know what you're looking for, it's easy to spot a mistake. So in other words, if you see there's 3 single crochets here, and then it kind of just, you see more of the beige here, and then you have the 3 single crochets and you see more of the beige here. The beige that kind of sticks out a little bit more, that's right at the bottom of each one of these chains with the 5 single crochets. And that's why I just wanted to show you what you're looking for and how it should look. That way it's easy to just kind of look at it and say, oh, wait a minute, I have 4 here or 5 here. So if you don't have 14 of these sticking out here for the bases of the petals, then you know you might need to go back before you start round 4, because I just want to make sure that you have the right amount before you start the next round. Okay, so now we're ready to begin round 4. Let's go ahead and start round 4. So I joined with a slip stitch to that single crochet, and then what I'm going to do is here, if you look at where we did the 6 chains and then the 5 single crochets, this is like the bottom edge of the chains. We'll be working into those and then working into the chains this way. So here's my slip stitch. So I did a slip stitch into that single crochet, and then there's another single crochet here. I'm not even going to work into that single crochet. I'm just going to find this bottom edge of the chain. Is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stitches along the bottom of the chain. I'm going to work into those, and then I'll do some stitches up here and then come back down. So I'll be working into those stitches there. So along the bottom edge you'll see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So if you look at the bottom edge, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for where we worked into the chains. So if you look, there's your V stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Those are the single crochets we worked into the chains, and here's the 5 stitches along the bottom edge of the chains. We're going to start here. Okay, so into the first one, the bottom edge of the chain, I'm skipping over this single crochet right now. So I just joined with a slip stitch, skip this next stitch here, that's the single crochet, into the bottom edge of the chain, insert your hook, yarn over, and I'm going to do a single crochet into that first stitch, and then find the next stitch along the bottom of the chain. Into that one I will do a half double crochet. So to do a half double crochet, yarn over, insert your hook into that stitch, so that's the stitch at the bottom edge of the chain, insert your hook into it, yarn over, pull up a loop. I have my 3 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull through all 3 loops to do the half double crochet. The next stitch will be a double crochet, so yarn over, insert your hook into the next stitch along the bottom edge of the chain, and I will do a double crochet. Okay, and then the next stitch I will do a half double crochet. And then there's one more chain at the bottom edge, and then I'll be over here to the top of the single crochets. So into this stitch I want to work 2 stitches. I will do 2 single crochets into this last stitch of the bottom edge of the chain. 2 single crochets into that stitch. So you should have, into the first stitch along the bottom edge of the chain, you have a single crochet. The next stitch was a half double crochet, and then into the next stitch I did a double crochet, and then into the next stitch I did a half double crochet, and then into this last one I did 2 single crochets into the stitch. Okay, so now I will chain 3 chains. 1, 2, 3. Then what I will do is I will insert my hook into the first chain that I did of the 3 chains. And then yarn over, and I will do a slip stitch. Okay, and then you'll see here are the top of the V-stitches. Working my way back down towards the chain, you have 5 stitches. So this very next stitch right here, you want to insert your hook underneath both the front and back loop of the stitch. I will do 2 single crochets into this first stitch here. The next stitch, I will do a half double crochet. Then the next stitch, a double crochet. The next stitch will have a half double crochet. And then the next one, a single crochet. And then here's a single crochet here. You skip that one, then into the next one, do a slip stitch. And that completes the petal. Okay, so each petal will be worked the same way. So the next single crochet, that's just before the next 5 stitches here for the bottom edge of the chain. I skip that one. Find the first stitch along the bottom edge of the chain, just like I did over here. So find the first stitch and do a single crochet. Into the next stitch along the bottom edge of the chain, a half double crochet. Find the next stitch along the bottom edge of the chain and do a double crochet. The next stitch, a half double crochet. And then this next stitch will have 2 single crochets, and then chain 3, and then I will do a slip stitch into the first chain. Now sometimes when you do a picot stitch, you'll see it inserted through the top of the single crochet and then the side of the stitch. I do not want to do it for this flower because, let me show you why. It will have like a little twist and it won't be a nice point at the top. So you may see some flowers I've done that way, but for this one I want it to be more of a point. So you do not actually do it into the top of the single crochet and then the side. You do in fact want to do a slip stitch into that first chain of 3, just like that. And then you'll see along this is the top of the single crochets, so I will do 2 single crochets into this first stitch here. So this is the normal side of the chain. I worked this way up along the bottom edge of the chain. I did the chain 3, slip stitch into the first chain, and then this next stitch has 2 single crochets. The next stitch, a half double crochet, and then the next stitch, 1 double crochet. Next stitch, a half double crochet, and then this stitch, a single crochet. And then you see this single crochet here, skip that one, find the next one and do a slip stitch. Skip the next single crochet, and now we're ready to do the next petal. Each petal is worked the same way. So now let's go ahead and do this petal. Skip the single crochet here, and then find your first stitch along the bottom edge of the chain. There's 5 chains. There's 5 stitches here, so the first stitch, a single crochet. The second stitch will have a half double crochet. The next stitch, a double crochet. The next stitch is a half double crochet. And then the next stitch will have 2 stitches, 2 single crochets. And then chain 3, 1, 2, 3. And then I will do a slip stitch into that first chain that I did when I did the chain 3. So there's 1, 2, 3. To that first chain, do a slip stitch. Okay, and then you can see the top of the single crochets here. I'm working my way back down towards the base of the flower here. So then into this stitch here, it will have 2 stitches, 2 single crochets. The next stitch, a half double crochet. The next stitch, a double crochet. The next stitch, a half double crochet. And then the next stitch, a single crochet. And then you can see there's a single crochet here. Skip that one, slip stitch into the next single crochet, skip this next single crochet, and then find the 5 stitches along the bottom edge of the chain. Into the first one, do a single crochet, and then the next one, a half double crochet. The next one will be a double crochet. The next stitch, a half double crochet. And then the next stitch will have 2 single crochets. And then chain 3. Slip stitch into that first chain of the chain 3. And then you'll see the top of the single crochets. I'm going to work my way back down this way now. The first stitch, 2 single crochets. So that stitch has 2 single crochets into the same stitch. The next stitch will have a half double crochet. The next stitch, a double crochet. The next stitch, a half double crochet. And then the next one, a single crochet. And then you'll see this single crochet, skip that one, slip stitch into the next one. And now we're ready to begin the petal again. Each petal is worked the same way all the way around. So I did my slip stitch into the single crochet, skip the next single crochet, and then we'll do the same thing we did for each petal. The first stitch, a single crochet. The next stitch, a half double crochet. The next stitch, 1 double crochet. The next stitch, a half double crochet. And then the next stitch has 2 stitches, 2 single crochets. And then at the top of the petal, we chain 3. Slip stitch into that first chain. And then I'm going to work my way down these 5 stitches now. First stitch, 2 single crochets into the stitch. The next stitch, a half double crochet. The next stitch, a double crochet. The next stitch has a half double crochet, and then a single crochet in the next one. And then skip this single crochet here into the next single crochet, do a slip stitch, skip the next single crochet, and now I'm ready to begin my next petal. And each petal is worked the same way. Okay, so here the bottom edge of the chain. So the first stitch at the bottom edge of the chain, a single crochet, and then a half double crochet into the next one, double crochet into the next, half double crochet into the next one, and then this stitch has 2 single crochets. So that's the first half of the petal, and then at the top of the petal, chain 3, slip stitch into that first chain, and then working this way down these 5 stitches. The first stitch, 2 single crochets. The next stitch, a half double crochet. The next stitch, a double crochet, then a half double crochet. Next one, single crochet. And then you see your 3 single crochets here. Remember there was 3 single crochets in between each one of these bases here. So you skip the first one, slip stitch into that one in the middle. So skip one, slip stitch into that next one, and then skip the next one, and then begin the next petal. So it worked the same all the way around. So I did the slip stitch. I'm skipping the next single crochet, finding the bottom edge of the chain, into the first one, a single crochet. The next stitch, a half double crochet. The next one, 1 double crochet. The next one, a half double crochet. And then this one here, 2 single crochets. And then at the top of the petal, chain 3. And then slip stitch into that first chain. Okay, and then working down this way, the first stitch, 2 single crochets. The next stitch here, a half double crochet. This next stitch, a double crochet. And then the next one, a half double crochet. Then a single crochet. And then you'll skip this single crochet here, slip stitch into this next one, skip the next single crochet, and then I'm ready to begin the petal. Okay, so after skipping the next single crochet, you find the next stitch along the bottom edge of the chains, do a single crochet into the first one, half double crochet into the next stitch, and then double crochet into the next stitch, and then half double crochet into the next one, and then this stitch here, 2 single crochets. So this stitch has 2 single crochets into the same stitch, and then at the top of the petal, chain 3, slip stitch into that first chain, and then work my way back down these 5 stitches. So the first stitch, 2 single crochets. The next stitch will have a half double crochet. The next stitch, a double crochet. The next stitch, a half double crochet. And then a single crochet. And then skip the next stitch. And then you'll see these 3 single crochets here. Skip this one. Skip this single crochet into the next one, do a slip stitch, and then skip the next single crochet and then work the next petal. So skipping the single crochet, find the first stitch along the bottom edge of the chain and do a single crochet into the first one. The next stitch will have a half double crochet. The next one, a double crochet. The next one, a half double crochet. The next stitch, 2 single crochets. First half of the petal done. So at the top, we need to do the chain 3, and then slip stitch into that first chain, And then I'm ready to do the second half of the petal to finish it. So into this next stitch, I will do 2 single crochets. The next stitch will have a half double crochet. The next one, a double crochet. This next stitch, a half double crochet. And then this last one here, a single crochet. Okay, so that completes the petal. So then you have these 3 single crochets here before you get to the next one. Skip the first single crochet, slip stitch into this next one, skip the next single crochet here, and then we're ready to work the petal. So after skipping this single crochet here, you find your 5 stitches along the bottom edge of the chain. Into the first one, single crochet. Into the next one, do a half double crochet. Into the next stitch, a double crochet. The next stitch, a half double crochet. And then the next one has 2 single crochets into the stitch. Okay, then at the top, chain 3. Slip stitch into that first chain. Okay, and then to complete the petal, I need to work my way down these 5 stitches, working back towards the elastic. This next stitch will have 2 single crochets. The next stitch, a half double crochet. The next stitch will have a double crochet. And then a half double crochet into the next one. And then a single crochet into the next stitch. So there's your petal. Then skip the next single crochet here, slip stitch into the next one, skip the next single crochet, and then here's the next petal. We have 4 more of these and then we'll be done. Okay, so skipping this single crochet here, find your 5 stitches along the bottom edge of the chain. The first stitch of the bottom edge of the chain, a single crochet. The next one, a half double crochet. The next stitch, a double crochet. The next one, a half double crochet. And then here, the next one, 2 single crochets. And then at the top of the petal, chain 3. And then slip stitch into that first chain. And then working my way back down these 5 stitches towards the elastic. This next stitch, 2 single crochets. The next stitch, a half double crochet. The next stitch will have a double crochet. The next stitch, a half double crochet. And then this stitch, a single crochet. And then skip this single crochet here, slip stitch into the next one, skip the next single crochet, and then we're ready to work the next petal. I did the slip stitch into this single crochet. I'm skipping the next single crochet, the single crochet just before these 5 chains for the back part of the chain. So skip that one, the single crochet, find the first stitch along the bottom edge of the chain. Into the first one, do a single crochet. The next one, half double crochet. Next stitch, a double crochet. half double crochet into the next stitch, and then this next stitch gets 2 single crochets, and then at the top of the petal we want to do the chain 3, slip stitch into that first chain, and then working my way back down towards the elastic, down these 5 stitches, the first stitch, 2 single crochets. The next stitch will have a half double crochet, the next stitch a double crochet, the next stitch a half double crochet, and then this one a single crochet, and then skip the next stitch, and then you can see the 3 single crochets here. Skip this first one, into the next one do a slip stitch, skip the next single crochet, and then you'll find your 5 stitches along the bottom edge of the chain here. Into that first stitch of the bottom edge of the chain, do a single crochet, the next one a half double crochet, the next stitch a double crochet, and then the next one a half double crochet, and then there's 1 stitch here at the bottom edge, and then this next one 2 single crochets. And then at the top of the petal, chain 3, slip stitch into that first chain of the chain 3. So you can count back 3, 1, 2, 3. That's the first chain that we did when I did the chain 3. So slip stitch into that first chain. And then here's your 5 stitches. Work back towards the elastic into the first stitch after you did the chain 3 and slip stitch into this first one, 2 single crochets. The next stitch a half double crochet, the next stitch a double crochet, the next stitch a half double crochet, and then this last one here a single crochet, and then you'll have your 3 single crochets here. Skip this one, into the next one do a slip stitch, skip the next single crochet, and then you'll be here where you have the bottom edge of the chains. The first stitch of the bottom edge of the chain, do a single crochet, the next one a half double crochet, the next stitch along the bottom edge of the chain a double crochet, and then the next stitch along the bottom edge of the chain a half double crochet, and then the next stitch along the bottom edge of the chain that gets 2 single crochets, and then at the top part of the petal you want to do your chain 3, 1, 2, 3. Into that first chain do a slip stitch, and then here are the 5 stitches working back towards the elastic. Into this first stitch here, working this way, so into this stitch 2 single crochets, the next stitch is a half double crochet, this next stitch a double crochet, the next stitch a half double crochet, and then this next stitch a single crochet, and then skip this single crochet here and do a slip stitch into the next single crochet. And now we have finished the sunflower. So you should have 14 petals. So now I'm ready to fasten off, so I'll go ahead and cut the yarn to fasten off. And then I will yarn over with that tail of yarn and pull that through the loop. Pull it all the way through, give it a tug to fasten off. And then I just need to weave in that tail. And now I have finished my sunflower scrunchie. So that now completes my sunflower scrunchie. So I'm ready to go ahead and weave this tail in. I am going to go ahead and weave in the tail. So I'm going to bring it to the back of my work. And I will weave this tail in along the back of my work. I hope that you enjoyed the tutorial today on how to make this sunflower hair scrunchie. I want to thank you for watching and have a great day. I hope that you enjoyed the tutorial today on how to make this sunflower hair scrunchie. I want to thank you for watching and I hope you have a great day.